Hi, and welcome to the WebRTC Codelab. Philip, I guess that we've gone through all the lessons of the walkthrough, and it's time to summarize things up a bit. So let's share the screen and see what we've done so far. So we're in WebRTC, the Missing Codelab. We're at the end of the main module of the course, which is the Codelab walkthrough. What have we learned? Here are the things that we wanted to provide in this Codelab, and I really hope that we've done that properly for you. The first one is give you some basic concepts about WebRTC and how it is working. Part of it was a focus on signaling and the nuances around signaling. We've seen a lot of people go through issues with how they do signaling and gotchas and pitfalls. So we try to close and cover that properly and build a reference that is both working and extensible. We've reviewed the main confusing aspects of WebRTC. We've tried to do that throughout the lessons of the Codelab through the conversations that I had with Philip, where the intent was for you to understand the mindset when building such applications and what are the nuances and the things that you need to know and understand and be able to go through when you build your own application. Last but not least, we wanted to give you best practices. How we believe is the best way of doing certain tasks within your application. Now, throughout the Codelab, we had many lessons, and this is what we did through them.
Yes, thank you for staying with us all the time. It has been quite a journey. So we started very simple with the preparation, getting the code and installing it. Then we showed how to run the sample. We did a walkthrough through the entire index.html file, all the client-side code. We covered the signaling parts, both on the server side as well as the client side. We talked about setting up stun and how to do it, how to not do it, and most importantly, why you don't do it in the bad way. We covered muting and unmuting, which is a very common feature. We showed some best practices. We showed screen sharing, and we talked about hanging up and detecting the other side has gone away and ended the call. And two of the more complicated things were looking at the connection states, because just because you have a WebRTC API telling you that there's a new track, it doesn't mean you get video from the other side yet. And since there are always things like problems, we talked about how to look at statistics, how to get the bit rates to determine a bit of call quality.
And I think the main question now is what's next? What else you can do with this Codelab, or what else there is here? So first of all, we've prepared exercises for you, not with my daughter, but with Philip, where the intent is that there are going to be certain topics like we've set up a stun service in a way, or configured stun in our application, and it's now time to do something that is actually production ready, which means that we need to add turn support to it. So there is going to be an exercise around adding turn support to this Codelab. All of these exercises come with the code for them. They are part of the Codelab course, and you'll be able to try out to build it on your own first, and then look at the code that we've done and the explanations of why we've done that in this way, in the same way that you've seen in the lessons of the walkthrough. The second thing that you can find is the resources library. In this module, there are different types of videos that aren't directly related to the code and how you run the code, but things that we believe you need to understand around WebRTC in general. And these are bits and pieces of resources and video lessons that I'm doing in the other courses of WebRTC that I have here, that I found important and relevant for the Codelab and people that are doing the Codelab. There is an online chat widget down there. If you haven't seen it, you can go and press and say hi. Use it when you need it for any question that you might have. And then there's a Slack workspace. And in there's a channel specifically for the Codelab, where there is announcement and updates about the lessons. WebRTC changes, and as it changes, we will probably be making changes to the Codelab lessons themselves. If there are any relevant webinars or resources that I find interesting and useful, I will publish them there. And it's also a place for you to ask questions. So use it if you need it. I hope you enjoyed this module of the Codelab, and I'm hoping to see you in other modules of this course as well in other courses that I have. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.